say it's been a while since I've read a story on Grandma from Pambula. How are you? I was a bit sick last week. My throat is still a bit strange. So today I thought I would read a story we haven't heard before. It's not Violet Mackerel. I've still got one Violet Mackerel to read, and hopefully I'll do it next week. But this week, it's upside down. I thought I would do Zola. What Zola did on Monday. Mainly I chose this book because it looks interesting and I've never read it before, but also because it's a little bit shorter than Violet Mackerel. So hopefully I can get through it without coughing a lot. What Zola did on Monday. Let's see. How have you all been? I hope you've all been well and not coughing. Chapter 1. Zola Angelica lives with her mum and her nonna Rosa. They live in a little house, in a little street, in a little suburb, in the middle of a big city. You've probably seen her house. It's number 12 on Boomerang Street. There she is, with her mama and her nonna Rosa. It's called Bella Rosa. During the summertime, the front garden is bursting with red, orange, yellow, white and blue flowers. Most days, kids on bikes and dads with prams and mums who jog and the lady who delivers mail stop to look and smell and touch and smile. Look at all the flowers. Oh, this grandma would love that garden. Zola's house has a little bedroom especially built for her upstairs. From there, she can see all the houses around them. Zola's younger cousin, Alessandro, lives in the house behind her. Most afternoons, when Alessandro isn't visiting his father's house, they play in each other's backyards. Their nonno, Nina, once cut a little door into the fence between their homes. He wanted Zola and Alessandro to always feel as if they could be together. Zola and Alessandro miss their nonna Nino. I hope he can still see us, Alessandro says whenever they do something that reminds them of their grandfather. Oh, there's a photo of the grandfather. At night, they signal to each other from their bedroom windows with their solar lanterns. Zola knows that the word solar has to do with the sun. Every day she reminds Alessandro to put his lantern outside so the sun can give it power. They sway the lantern first to the left and once to the right and then to the left again, just like Nonno Nina taught them. Nonno Nina is hard for me to say. Outside, Zola's dog Monty barks goodnight to Alessandro's dog Gigi, who howls at the moon. They've both got dogs. Who else has got dogs? I know a little boy who's got a black puppy called Bodhi, and I know two little girls who've got a black puppy called Clover, and I just love their names. Clover reminds me of so many times watching Sophia the First, because I know Clover is the rabbit, Sophia the First's favourite rabbit. Zola is in class 2B. Every morning her mum drops her off and Alessandro off at school. Mummy has to rush off to work most days. Be kind and have fun, she says every single time. Zola's school is being rebuilt this year. For now, 2B is across the road. The sign there says St. Odo's Community Garden. Zola thinks that's strange. There are weeds and little else. In no way does it look like a garden. Mummy's saying goodbye. And what does she say every day? Be kind and have fun. Who knows anything about gardening? Mrs. Davis asks while they sit having their crunch and sip under the Moreton Bay fig tree. Zara puts up her hand. We need seeds, she says. And soil, Mia says. Water, shouts Charlie. Zola would know. Antonio says her nonna Rosa has a garden with beautiful roses. My mum says it's the best in the neighbourhood. Everyone in 2B looks at Zola. She feels her face getting warm. Zola, can you tell us something about this garden? Miss Davis asks. Zola thinks for a moment. When we have a shower, Nonna makes us collect the water in a bucket so she can use it on her capsicums. Everyone laughs. Yuck, says Giovanni. Why doesn't she use a hose? Zara asks. Zola shrugs. Zola doesn't listen much when her Nonna Rosa talks about the garden because Zola's grandmother is trying not to waste water, Miss Davis says. Can we have a garden? Ariana asks, with sunflowers, lavender and strawberries, everyone calls out at once. But Mrs. Davis doesn't mind. She just smiles and says, maybe. I know some children who've got beautiful gardens that grow all sorts of fabulous things. Have you guessed that Zola doesn't like gardening? It's because Nonna Rosa has so many rules. Don't touch that hose, Zola. Keep Gigi out of my backyard, Alessandro. She's a bad influence on Monty. Nonna Rosa has got some rules. I think I like Nonna Rosa. You've probably heard about Gigi and Monty. At night they bark at cars. In the morning they bark at birds. During the day they bark at each other. Sometimes they bark because of aeroplanes. Other times they bark because they don't understand what the other one is barking about. Woof, woof, woof. Too much, Nonna Rosa says. Alessandro is sad that Nonna won't let Gigi in their backyard. Zola thinks it's because last spring Gigi dug her way into Zola's backyard and ran through the clothes stand. Nonna's underpants were everywhere, even on Monty's head. Monty was Nonno's dog, so he is always doing the right thing. It's because your Nonno trained him, Nonna Rosa says. Unlike Gigi, Nonna is determined to keep Gigi out of her backyard and out of the vegetable patch. That looks like the garden. And I wonder, that's not Gigi, I don't think. It's very special, Nonna says. Zola doesn't think so. It's not as if they grow anything exciting in the garden, not juicy strawberries or crunchy carrots. Instead, Nonna grows peas, basil, what? Beans, why? An eggplant. Well, it looks nothing like an egg. That afternoon, when Zola and Alessandro get home from school, Nonna Rosa asks them to help in her garden. Today we plant the special seeds, she says, brushing the dirt from her big flowery gloves. Why are they special? Alessandro says. Nonno Nina bought them for me at the St. Odo's Sunday picnic years ago, she says. He said I had to wait and plant them on just the right day. Why is today the right day? Zola asks. Because I say it is, Nonna says. Come on, then we will start on the tomato plants. Why don't we just buy tomatoes at the supermarket? Zola asks. Nonna Rosa gives her a look that says, stop asking silly questions, Zola. Nonna Rosa gives Zola that look very often. The seeds are in the little green shed, Zola says. In the blue jar with the yellow lid. Nonna gives Zola another bossy look. What is the rule in the shed? Nonna asks. Another rule? Don't climb the shelves, says Zola. The blue plastic jar with the yellow lid is on the third shelf. It's next to the bike pump and Zola's old ping pong bat. Zola picks up the jar and gives it a shake, watching as the seeds fly all over. She unscrews the lid and takes out a seed and she rolls it between her fingers before popping it back in. Suddenly, Zola sees something on the shelf. Oh, the kite that Nonno got her for Christmas last year. She stretches out her hand, but she can't reach. She's about to give up when she sees the stepladder. Up Zola climbs, but still she needs to reach out. The tips of her fingers are almost touching the kite. Nearly. Crash! The blue jar slips out of her hand and hits the ground. The seeds fly everywhere. Zola had forgotten to screw it back on, the lid back on properly. Oh, she scrambles down the stepladder and she searches for as many seeds as she can find. Zola knows that some of the seeds have scattered under the shelves, but she doesn't have time to get them. Anyway, it's not as if anyone has ever grown tomatoes under a shelf in an old shed before. When Nonna Rosa calls out to her again, Zola screws on the lid and she runs outside. Wonder what will happen with those seeds under the shelf, in the shed. The next day in class, Miss Davis puts a word on the board. Organic. What does it mean, she asks. Sophia is always the quickest with her hand in class. It's when a farmer grows our food without spraying for bugs. Mrs. Divis smiles. She likes Sophia's answer. We can all be farmers, Miss Divis says. Zola's Nonna Rosa knows about organic growing. She says that there are other ways to keep snails and slugs and their silvery slime away. Sometimes Nonna puts eggshells in her garden to keep out the creepy crawlies. There's the teacher saying organic, and the kids are looking. This is what St. Odo's garden looked like when I was a little girl, Mrs. Davis says, showing them photos on the big screen. It's the most beautiful garden Zola has ever seen. She knows most of the flowers because secretly they're her favourite. They smell better than any of the others. Lavender, roses, honeysuckle, frangipani, lemon myrtle. There are also bushes and plants in square beds above the ground. Zola likes the wooden signs painted in purples and yellows, pitched into the soil. One says herbs and another says onions. I think Zola might like gardening a little bit. When I was a little girl, it took a lot of hard work to get the garden to look like the ones in these photos, Miss Divis says. Everybody helped, mums and dads and families and friends. We were a community. During summer, we celebrated with a picnic every first Sunday of the month. Ooh, a picnic sounds fun. Zola can see the old community garden from where she sits. Would anyone picnic there today with their family? How about all of you try to find a family photo of the St. Odo's Sunday picnics? Miss Divis says. We can peg them across the room and try to imagine what it was like here before you were born. By the time Zola gets home, she forgets about searching for photos. Nonna Rosa lets her play in Alessandro's backyard where he has a trampoline. Every time they jump high, they have to call out what they see. That sounds like fun. I would like to be on a trampoline and jump so high that I can see over people's backyards. I love seeing what's in people's backyards because you can't see them from the street, the backyard. I like being able to spy. When I was very, very little, I used to climb on the roof of my house so that I could look into everybody's backyards. I used to get in trouble. My mum and dad would growl at me. They thought I'd fall off the roof, which now that I'm a grown-up and I think about being on the roof of that house, I probably could have fallen down. But I used to love looking in everyone's backyard. The two kids kicking a soccer ball, Zola shouts. She can see that. A new family has recently moved into 10 Boomerang Street. Today is the first glimpse Zola has had of the boy and girl who live there. Alessandro jumps high. Leo is washing his dog. Leo is Zola's other neighbour from number 14. He washes his dog Maggie with his mum every Monday. Maggie doesn't want to be washed. She keeps on stepping out of the tub and shaking water out of her fur and splashes it on Leo's face. Zola leaps in the air again. This time she looks into her own backyard. Oh no, she shouts. What? Says Alessandro. It's his turn to jump next. Oh no, he says. Gigi has gotten into Nonna Rosa's garden. That can only mean one thing. Zola has left the gate open. Uh-oh, spaghetti-o. I think Gigi's digging. Oh, I wonder what Nonna Rosa's going to say about that. In Zola's backyard, Gigi is celebrating in the vegetable garden. She is in the exact spot Nonna planted the special seeds earlier in the week. Zola can see Gigi digging and digging and digging. Her little head bobs up and down as she digs even more. Eggshells are everywhere. Alessandro tries to catch Gigi, but stomps all over the tomato bed himself. Zola runs for the hose to wash away the soil that is now all over the trellis. Instead, the water washes away the seeds inside the garden bed. When Gigi sees Zola, she jumps onto her with excitement. The hose flies out of Zola's hand. It looks like a snake and water is flying everywhere. Uh-oh, spaghetti-o. Oh no. Uh-oh, there's all mud on the clean washing. This grandma from Pambula would probably get a little bit cross about that. It splashes mud all over the clean clothes on the washing line. Monty watches on quietly. Excuse me. He's a clever dog and he doesn't want to get into trouble. Monty also doesn't want to get dirty because he's just had a wash and a blow dry. He's wearing a new bow tie around his collar. In a moment, Zola hears the sound of Nonna Rosa opening the screen door. Nonna has a tray of triangle pastries and frozen juice cups for Alessandro and Zola. Don't think Nonna Rosa's going to be very happy. Poor Nonna. She looks so shocked she almost drops the tray. She can't believe what she is seeing. Her vegetable garden is ruined. Her clean bed sheets are splattered with mud. But worst of all, the special seeds that Nonno brought her are all washed away. The sad look on Nonna's face gives Zola a tummy ache. On Tuesday, Miss Davis decorates the classroom with photos of the St. Odo's Sunday picnics. Zola can see cake stalls and sausage sizzle and fairy floss. In the photos, everybody seems to be having so much fun. Does look good. Oh, it looks like a pretty garden, lots of picnics. Oh, that looks beautiful. Suddenly, Zola sees something that surprises her. It's a photo of her grandparents. Nonna looks different because she's laughing at something that Nonno Nina is saying. Zola hasn't seen Nonna laugh for a long time. She wonders if this was the day that Nonno Nina bought her the seeds. But at home, Nonna Rosa doesn't want to talk about the seeds anymore. No more garden, she says. Oh, that's a beautiful photo of Nonna and Nonno. Maybe I can plant some other seeds for her, Zola says while Mummy is brushing the knots out of Zola's hair. I think Nonna is sad because the special seeds are lost forever. Mummy kisses Zola. There's nothing you can do now, Zola. You just need to be a good girl and listen to others. It's hard to be good because life is so exciting when you're only young. There's so many exciting adventures to be had, and sometimes you forget that something's going to get you maybe growled at. Oh dear. But that's part of growing up, isn't it? Making some mistakes and learning new things. That night, while Zola holds up her lantern to the window for Alessandro, she shines light on the little green shed. Suddenly, Zola has the best idea ever. She's at her window thinking. Zola doesn't climb the stepladder the next day when she visits the little green garden shed, nor does she look at the kite up high or touch any of her old toys. Instead, she lies down on the ground and she gathers the special seeds with her ruler, the ones that had slipped under the shelves last week. That night in the shower, Zola makes sure she places the bucket in just the right spot to collect water. The next morning, she plants most of the special seeds, patting them down the way that she's seen Nonna do so many times. There she is, getting the seeds out from under the shelf. She collects the eggshells from the bin and lays them around the soil to keep the snails and the slugs away. For weeks, Zola waits. She's crossing off all the days on the calendar until finally she sees the tiniest little green shoot. Nonna Rosa, she calls out, come and see. Today, Nonna Rosa walks Zola and Alessandro to school. Once they are in her classroom, Zola takes Nonna's hand and shows her the St. Odo's picnic photo display. Miss Davis introduces herself and they chat. Oh, Nonna is taking her to school with her cousin. After they've talked some more, Zola can see that Nonna is laughing and nodding. Miss Davis has said something to make her very happy. So guess what Zola and Alessandro do every Monday? They work alongside Nonna Rosa on the organic garden at St. Odo's. You've got all their gardening gloves up there. Every Monday, someone new joins them until they have what Miss Davis calls a community. Zola makes sure that the first seed she plants is one of Nonno Nina's special ones, so that every day she can look out her classroom window and she can watch it grow. It reminds Zola of Nonno Nina and all Nino. Nonno Nino. It reminds Zola of Nonno Nino and always makes her feel happy inside. That's the end of the story. And then it says here, did you know you can save your own tomato seeds to grow tomatoes just like Zola did? First, cut a tomato in half, then squeeze the pulp out onto a paper towel and spread the seeds around so that they are spaced apart on the paper towel. Let them dry in a warm and sunny place for a few weeks. A windowsill is perfect. I wonder if this is what Nonno Nino did to save his seeds. Once they are dry, cut the paper towel into little squares with a few seeds on each piece and store it in a dry jar. When you're ready to sow the seeds, sow each piece of paper towel in a pot and cover it with soil. Keep the pots in a sheltered, sunny place, watering every day until you see the shoots come up. Windowsills are great for this too. When your seedling is looking sturdy and the weather is getting warmer, it's time to plant your seedling in a large pot or straight into the garden. Make sure you plant it in a spot with lots of compost added to the soil and plenty of sun every day. Before you know it, you'll be harvesting your very own tomatoes. And there they are. Did you like that story about Zola? She and her cousin Alessandro got into a little bit of mischief, didn't they? But it was so nice that she remembered about the seeds that fell under the shelf so she could plant them and surprise her nonna. That's so lovely. Anyway, I hope you are all well and excited and playing with your beautiful black puppies. Pappy and Grandma want to get a puppy too. I wonder if we will get a black one. Who knows? I wonder if the black puppy will dig in our garden. I don't have any vegetables growing, but I do have some flowers and I have some herbs because my garden's only tiny. Anyway, I love you and I love you and I love you. I hope you have a beautiful day.